in that storage. Yeah. So yes, it is actually already there is a sort of storage, common storage, that if it is agreed for all the users, we can use it all together.
Okay, thank you. When you had a comment on the cloud services.
I think I'm thinking as broadcaster now. Cloud exists, technology exists. As broadcasters, we have multi questions. First is security, one of the big issue. Bandwidth, quality, reliability, and at the end, it's proof of concept. How I can put my content in the cloud if I don't have a proof of concept? I need a proof of concept to be able to convince other people to put our content in the virtualization technology.
Thank you.
And I consider now cloud will be, after 2-3 years, we will have their acquisitions in terms of editing, in terms of ingesting, in terms of archiving. But for time being, cloud will consider as disaster recovery more than the editing online or something else.
I think also
two more questions, please.
I was going to say, I think also the cloud service providers need to understand the needs of broadcasters. If you look at the famous collapse of Amazon, I don't think they've quite understood what their customers were really looking for.
Yeah, availability of in broadcast 1 second is not acceptable, which may be acceptable in other industries. Yeah.
You're talking quality of service. That
yes.
IT in general doesn't understand our needs. That's what I do within this technology company, is propagate that information into cloud providers and find the champions there who understand the quality of how they deliver that service to you, to avoid how we measure it, dropping frames, dropping the metadata associated to that content in a time fashion because they're related as they move together. Those are things that are of concern to us, and cloud providers do need to step up in that, and there are several that are becoming there. Your time frame seems to align with what I'm seeing in the marketplace, that they want to deliver this, they're very eager to have access to your business because they feel they can provide you something of value at a lower cost. What they're struggling to do, and some are actually getting there, are addressing the quality of service need part.
To answer Dr. Riyad's question, why are we not using some of the other attributes of the cloud? I have a render farm for my graphics, which is virtualized. I have edit suites, which is virtualized for the rendering of the video clips. We use CDNs for delivery of content. All of those things are clouds, private clouds or public clouds. Yeah. They're still cloud services. I'm fairly sure Frank's got a private cloud within his facility. I'm fairly sure that DMI have some sort of cloud architecture in their facility. So we do use it. It's just, as I said last year, cloud is the new map.
It's also, I think, about the mindset. Like, it's the same argument when people have to move away from a tape-based environment to a file-based environment. Like, at the end of it, they will still ask, where is my tape? So you don't have a tape. Like, it's the confidence. Like, when I have my content at the back of my office, people feel confident. And when you say it's on the cloud, so where is it? So it's also about the mindset.
Frank had the comment.
I think, well, also not everything that's connected to the internet can be considered cloud. It's quite a specific technology, and all of the services that everything we do within our facilities, not everything is available on the cloud. So are we going to send our content in and out of the cloud to work on it? Again, it has a bandwidth implication, and even some things like storage is not as cheap as you might think it is on the cloud. We found it's more expensive.
From the service providers, you mean?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, one please.
Clyde, one more question from Clyde.
Hi guys. I've got this unique position that I come in from advising on technology for filmmakers as well as for broadcasters. So it's interesting from what I've been hearing so far on the panel. And just a quick note before I ask the actual question. We talked about shared content, putting it up on a cloud server and how it would help everyone if they've got the same content. For me, it's what they do with that. It's all about story. So if I get a 5-minute clip that is made, it's how I discover that content and how I would create a unique story behind that would get me a loyal following in the channel. And that's how I see a benefit of sharing that content. It's about getting a story out of it. The second part, what I was thinking of when I heard about the big screen, for example, the 4K TVs, I believe that cinema or filmmaking and broadcast episodic production of TV is coming down to the same. There's convergence happening. So yes, if you've got a 4K screen, you're probably going to shoot 4K content. But guess what? With 4K content, you can actually have lenses on cameras that could record metadata. Again, it's metadata. It all comes down to metadata. So on a frame-by-frame basis, you could literally get your lens data of what that camera is framing. So if it was a wide-angle shot, the metadata could go into a transcoder that actually zooms in then, because you're dealing with 4K data, a frame of 4K, which can come down and zoom in so that it can be noticed on an iPhone or an iPod. So that's something to think about. My question is, we're talking about upgrading stuff, about upgrading to HD. It's more of a cultural thing. What are organizations doing out here to upgrade what I believe is a legacy mindset of the people up there? Can any one of you talk about what you're doing in-house in organizations to brainstorm new ideas to lead, to get there? Because I see us all playing catch-up to what's happening in the West. Why are we not pioneering? Why are we still on this thing of let's catch up to HD? Is there, besides the usual revenue aspects and all, is there anything stopping us from going one step ahead? When we talk about multi-platform delivery, 360 video, why aren't we pioneering? Or is there any kind of, can someone talk about what are they doing in-house to upgrade the mindset of the people in there?
The mindset internally of upgrading to HD or to new technologies. You're in the middle of that probably at NBC. Can you share us with some of the challenges you have with people more than in technology?
Yeah, I think it's, well, you know, I'm not the first person to say that, you know, it moves to new technology, especially when you're going from tape to file. The changing is 70% about the people and 30% about the technology. And it is quite difficult transition to make. You're moving a lot of people from their comfort zone into somewhere where they're less comfortable. You know, they might be an expert on tape editing, and you suddenly say, well, hey, you've got to use this file-based system, and all of a sudden they're not an expert anymore, and they don't, you know, they're not happy about it. So I think it's how you sell that to people, it's how you market it. I think each department within the company, you have to probably take a different approach to what you're offering them and explain to them how the company will benefit from it. And I think people have to take a company-wide view. If, you know, I suddenly have to type in another 10 fields of information, it probably means more work for me, but it will benefit other people in a lot of other ways. So I think it's getting people to see the broader picture. And I think, you know, you need to look internally to your staff, because it's very easy to think that you need, you know, an external consultant to help you. But I think in reality, there are a lot of people with good ideas within your own company and own organization. And if you involve them in the process, they can take you a long way forward.
Okay. Thank you. I would like to thank all the panelists, Tomran, David, Hassan, Steve, Frank, Afzal, Andy, and Dominic for the interesting discussions. Look forward to other sessions in the afternoon.
Thank you, Hassan.